This is Sam Hooper with the Institute for Justice, checking in at the end of day 2 of the CSG East annual meeting here in Providence, Rhode Island. It's been a busy day full of talk all about housing policy. It's been one of the main topics of conversation in the eastern states of the US and Canada, just as it is all across the country. And it's been great. There have been panels on all kinds of issues to do with not just the zoning reform and land use issues that the Institute for Justice typically deals with from a property rights perspective, but also other areas that intersect with that as well, things that maybe I don't necessarily know so much about or we don't get involved in, but things around just the financing of development and some of those incentives and other things as well, because it all works together in an ecosystem. And one thing that I'm definitely learning as I work in this space is it's no good just understanding the land use part, even though that's what we focus on. If we want to campaign for housing reform, if we want to work with partners who take maybe a more holistic view of the issue, we need to understand some of the things that motivate them as well. So it's great to come to events like this where people are talking about transit, they're talking about finance, talking about other things that IJ doesn't necessarily get directly involved in, but very much intersect with the work that we do in housing and zoning reform because of our property rights focus. So that's been today, lots of panels, lots of individual seminars, the main lunch today as well. The keynote talk was by Jenny Schutz from the Arnold Ventures Group, who do a lot of work on research on housing, so that was great. Tomorrow is going to be more, for me, is going to be more focused on individual meetings. I've got some meetings lined up with various state representatives and senators where I'll be talking to them about IJ's model legislation, specifically on housing. I'm getting a lot of requests to talk about some of our zoning reform legislation, which I'm always happy to do because it works, and we have quite a good track record of supporting successful legislation in the different states. I'm obviously able to tell them about all the good work that we've done in Texas to reform zoning reform just this session, passing 5 really good bills, and hopefully we'll have some takers to sponsor some of IJ's model legislation in this area. I'll also be previewing some of our new housing model legislation as well in the areas of accessory commercial units, and what I'm most excited about, single room occupancy or adult dorms, Golden Girls housing, goes by a bunch of different names, but used to be the bottom rung of the housing ladder, but now it can be all different kinds of different modes of housing that have been unfortunately made illegal because of recent zoning over the past few decades, but we think are ripe for a comeback. So that's my day. I'll check in with you tomorrow, give you an update on how some of those meetings went. Hopefully we'll have a few more bills that'll be sponsored in various states over here in the East. I'll check in with you again later on. This is Sam Hooper, the Institute for Justice, here in Providence, Rhode Island for CSG East.